All right, everybody. Stocks by the numbers. Welcome back. And, some people get bored with these situations. Some people may not see the longer term value. Other people turn around and say, well, I played, puts on the Dow and I made myself 60% real quick or something in and out. I'm too good. That's fine. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, we know what we know. And we already showcased on this channel that we've been making some very good calls, but also when we deal with some of our longer term investment holds that we saw some value in, we said that the growth was on the horizon, and any quiet times where you get bored or where you get impatient, I said, in my eyes, that should be viewed as an opportunity, and you should use that moment to accumulate more shares, build a larger position, and then catch that massive wave over the longer term. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen with FuboTV, ticker symbol FUBO, listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, I know we spoke about this company recently. We looked at the technicals. We had a potential symmetrical triangle setting up about a week ago. And then you see the premature breakout. We ran up, we tested this resistance trend line here a couple of times, and then you can see today, boom, we have a nice 6-cent pop, up 3.8% on the day, getting up to 164 and closing above this first resistance level. We are now back above the 20-day moving average. We have some bullish momentum, and in my opinion, we can possibly hit this next level of resistance, which looks like about 184, maybe 185, going into the next week or so. And of course, we have earnings due out, I believe, November 1st, to announce results on November 1st. So, why am I doing an update if we just looked at it? Well, because when the news slowly trickles in and you see added potential value on the horizon now that may be felt by the FUBO business, and of course the FUBO stock, inside of the next 12, 18, 24 months, this is why we have to do an update. And the news hitting is The Athletic names FUBO its first official live TV streaming partner. Multi-year agreement includes custom content and product integrations, co-marketing opportunities. FuboTV and The Athletic announced today an in-depth partnership, making FUBO the official live TV streaming partner of The Athletic. The multi-year agreement incorporates content and product integrations, as well as plans to co-market the two brands to their respective audiences. Through the partnership, sports first live TV streaming platform FUBO is The Athletic's first streaming partner. So what does that tell me? Well, a couple things. First of all, that's awesome, right? Because we've been kind of on board the FUBO train. So this, of course, is good news. Second of all, we know that there's a lot of different streaming services out there. So for The Athletic to, I'm assuming they did some sort of homework and due diligence on their end to see who they thought would be the best fit, right? And they looked at all these platforms and they said, no, we're going with FUBO. That right there is a phenomenal W, right? W in the chat, as the kids said. But more importantly, this may also go back to, if you recall, I did an update video and we had that article come out that spoke about the ad efficiency, right? And the marketing side of FUBO compared to a lot of other streaming platforms. You can go back, you can try to find that video. I don't remember when it was. But I said that, in my opinion, when we went through the article together, we did the update, it looked like FUBO was head and shoulders above the competition. And I said, you watch, that this news is slowly going to start leaking out into the street, and then you are probably going to have more companies, other services, right? And obviously we have the Athletic news. They're going to start tapping into FUBO because they're going to see the efficiency of the ads, the interaction with the users, with the ads, right? We looked at all that information in that article, and I said that the deals were going to start to roll in for FUBO based on that data. You just give it some time and you watch. And now you have someone like The Athletic who has never partnered with a streaming partner ever, and the first one they go with is FUBO. So in my opinion, that should really tell you something. FUBO will be integrated into live game blogs and additional content on the Athletic's leading sports platform as a go-to sports streaming destination. As part of this, the Athletic will work with FUBO to provide the most engaging and informative content experience possible through custom in-content modules that will feature relevant game information. The Athletic and FUBO plan to jointly develop new product features on the Athletic platform designed to ultimately build a unique and market-leading user experience. Quote, "The Athletic is one of the most trusted sources in sports media, and we have a shared passion of building community through sports at local and national levels. We are excited to be the Athletic's first official streaming partner and look forward to connecting with sports fans through bold, new integrations while providing leading sports coverage." Quote, "We are thrilled to partner with FUBO, a leader in live sports streaming, as our first official streaming partner. The partnership brings together the Athletic's unrivaled sports journalism and FUBO's dynamic live content, enhancing the way fans engage with sports. Together, we are committed to building a deeper community of sports enthusiasts, providing the best coverage and creating immersive new experiences for fans at both the local and national levels. FUBO's leading sports offering includes more than 55,000 live sporting events annually, with many streaming in 4K and over 35 regional sports networks in its base package at the lowest cost compared to other streaming options. In addition to its leading sports coverage, FUBO also streams popular live entertainment and news programming and features more than 40,000 TV shows and movies on demand each month. Powered by one of the largest global newsrooms in sports media, The Athletic brings sports fans the most comprehensive stories about the team, sports, and athletes they love. The Athletic's newsroom of 450-plus full-time staff delivers in-depth coverage of hundreds of professional and college teams across more than 47 North American markets and all 20 football clubs in the English Premier League, as well as many championship clubs. So overall, again, W in the chat, baby. This is, in my opinion, just phenomenal news. And again, this is a multi-year partnership. Now, technically, we didn't get any financials disclosed, right? That's usually the case, unfortunately. But again, we said, looking at that previous news when that article came out, talking about the ad efficiency, I said that, in my opinion, it's slowly going to start trickling in. People are going to tap into FUBO. They're going to start signing deals, teaming up, collabing, doing these partnerships with FUBO because they feel that it's not only efficient in the data, but also, again, we've been tracking the numbers of FUBO, and they're seeing like 20% subscriber growth consistently, like quarter over quarter. So, this is what I mean. So if FUBO's the hot thing now and their audience is consistently growing, and of course the business itself is getting closer and closer to profitability, as we spoke about last time, then in my opinion, of course, this really will only help. And unfortunately, we're getting great catalysts, but we're not getting the immediate raging catalyst, right? So when we first got the news of the lawsuit going FUBO's way, that was an initial explosive catalyst. Stock went from $1.30 to $2.18, right? An initial raging catalyst. That ad news came out, and I said, you watch over the next 12, 18, 24 months, more and more deals are going to come in. This is going to be a longer-term catalyst that we're going to see start snowballing, right, over the next couple of years. And now we're starting that motion, and we're starting to roll here. And something like The Athletic, I just think this is really good news. And again, the fact that they've never partnered with the streaming service, but they picked FUBO, I think, in my opinion, really speaks volumes to what is potentially on the horizon for FUBO. But even without the financials, again, we know that this is going to be continued revenue now over the next couple of years. Chances are, maybe over the next couple of months, we may start to see articles come out, a statement from either one of the companies saying, how great it is and how it's working out so well and how they made the right decision. That obviously is only going to add to the momentum of the stock. And like I said, all of this excess revenue coming in, they already recently got up to the high threes and over 400 million mark. And this time last year, we were at the low 300 million mark. So the revenue, the subs are growing great. The net margin percentage, as we see, was only minus 6.5% last quarter. That's a big rally from minus 17, minus 20 plus percent. And this is why, as these deals start to come in, and then you start to see that snowball effect of the revenue, what's going to happen? You're going to start to see that transition to the profitability side, which is why I say again, in my opinion, I really do think, looking at the numbers, it's only going to be a matter of time before FUBO becomes net income positive. And then if it went to 380 two times on its own merits before all this nonsense happened, and of course things are just getting better and hopefully this lawsuit gets cleared up, but again, if we get net income positivity even before that lawsuit gets settled, again slated for around this time next year, October 25, but if the company says they actually go profitable before then in my opinion you're going to see $4 plus. You're probably, I think you're going to have to see newer 52-week highs. You're going to have to. Again, hit 384 and then 382, I think, on those last two run-ups before all this nonsense happened. So if the numbers have only gotten better, and they were worth at least 380 all the way back then now they're technically worth like 480, right? But now they're also profitable, so now they're turning a profit. They're no longer operating at a loss, so now that adds a 580, 680, right? You understand what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I still really like FUBO, and I understand that it's frustrating when we hear a piece of news that we think should catapult the stock, but sometimes we don't really see that realized growth for 3 months, 8 months, 14 months, and then all of a sudden, the stock is, up here. And then we look back and we say, wow, look at that. Remember when they beat it up with all that bullshit and they were talking about the lawsuit and all the subscriber growth wasn't as much as one analyst was saying, so it was down at 120. I knew it was a but. This is what I'm talking about. We know what we know. And when the numbers increase, the company is getting more and more stable, more and more healthy. And we consistently, for the most part, get positive catalysts coming out, nice news coming out, and of course the company beating earnings more times than not. This is when I say, when it's down, when it's quiet, when it makes no sense, in my eyes, you should be viewing that as an opportunity to accumulate shares and build a position. Because if everything does go according to plan over the next year or so, you may actually turn around and these price levels may never be seen again. So, is that guaranteed? No, of course not. Nothing's guaranteed. The stock can go to zero. The company could go out of business. Please understand the risks involved. But I'm sure you understand what I'm saying as well. Let's look at stock charts real quick. I'll let you go. RSI climbing up. It's a touch below 58. We still have more room here in the short term, but you can see we just ran up to that 200-day moving average, bouncing off the 50-day, and it looks like a very slight rejection. But we do have the news coming out. Right now, the stock is up 1 cent here, 165, 200-day, 166. But looking at the trend lines again as well, we can potentially just keep stepping up here into the 170s and the 180s going into earnings, of course, due out November 1st. But the MACD recently crossed to the upside. The stock stayed above the 50-day, and now again we're testing this 200-day. So this is why now we might continue with this bullish momentum going into these earnings. Let's look at the weekly. RSI middle of the road, sitting here at about 51.5. The MACD is relatively flat. And we can see the top Bollinger Band, 192. 50-day moving average, 189. That is all technically slightly above that resistance trend line. So I marked out this level last time, which is 240. And I said that we may run up here to like the 180s going into earnings. And then if the company happens to beat earnings, we may see a pop up to the back here, this high of 220 that we got the news right after the lawsuit. And then we may run up here to this level of about 240. So just from the time we looked at it inside of the symmetrical triangle, the stock is up 20 cents or roughly 1/7 And of course, if we go from 140 to 240, I mean, that would just be a phenomenal percentage return just over the last couple of weeks. So we do have some short-term potential gains for any of you who may just be looking for a quick flip. But overall, you guys know anytime we hear some news on some of the stocks we're watching, I try to jump on, I try to do an update and, keep you informed and also give my opinion on what I feel can transpire from the situation over the long term. But that's pretty much it, and I'll end it there. So once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it down in the comments section. I'm usually pretty quick to reply. Thumbs up algorithm helps me get more eyes on the channel, and of course, subscribe to the channel. That is our handshake agreement. That is how you help me help you. But more importantly, moving forward, like I always say, I understand that markets are rocky, they're volatile, they are very uncertain. So I want to wish all of you success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.